So, Masters, last time we, in our journey of this quantum physics, we talked about heart and brain coherence. We talked about the impact, which is the emotions that we get, and based on the emotions, it depends which organ or system in our body it will go and get attached to. That's why sometimes we develop issue with our heart, lungs, kidney. It is very common for males to have prostate related issues and female to have breast related issues because of, again, the way emotion functions in male and females. So this is the reason why we have certain kinds. And as we saw that emotions means our thought process. That means it's in our head. First thing is if we can work on our thoughts. Second is if not, we have certain emotions already or in the past, then we have to let go. When we do not let go, it just accumulates. Now, all these hormones and all, they are nothing but chemicals. That means they are stuck in our body, with our tissues, with our cells, organs. When we express the emotion, when we can let it go, we release those hormones out of our body. The DNA study, we saw that how heart and brain harmony is so critical. We talked about mirror neurons. We talked about heart rate variability. That it's not just the brain, but heart as well, which does the thinking and decision making. One very critical thing we talked about, that how sometimes, we say, I have intuition of this happening. That means you can feel an event coming in near future. And that was the example we talked about, like a post in the water, or say, you see a bridge, there are columns, and just before the columns, you will see waves because water is going and hitting the column. And because of that waves, before the water particle comes there, you have a information because the disturbance is there. Similarly, our brain has the feeling before even the event comes to us. We call it intuition, and there are many different ways, but that is one of the reasons why certain people can sense something is coming. To do brain and heart coherence, 3 steps: we shift our focus, we shift our breath, shift our feeling. So that means when we close our eyes, we do meditation, you bring elevated emotion in your heart. Start observing your breath. Do yourself with positive, elevated emotion that will change the feeling. Imagine that has already happened. And that feeling of emotion of something that has happened fills your heart with all the positive energy, which opens up the highway between heart and brain. This is something you can do with every meditation. You can do once a week, once a month. There's no right or wrong here. And when you talk to your heart, just ask direct questions, short questions. You can ask any personal question. You can ask with full faith. So keep that in mind. The heart will answer. We have to know how to ask and trust the system, just like anything else. So with that, we will move towards pineal gland and quantum field. which is our topic for today. After brain and heart coherence, the next thing which is very critical in terms of energy centers, or we sometimes call chakras, it's chakra number 6 and 7th, or energy center 6 and 7, which is pineal gland number 6, pituitary gland number 7, or we call it third eye and crown chakra, commonly known as. Now, it's critical to understand where physically they are present. Sometimes we feel it's very common that people will say it between your eyebrows, is your pineal gland, and on top of your head is the 7th chakra, so we think pituitary is right there. Now, it's important to understand that energy is moving from your first 3 energy centers. Heart is your 4th energy center, which is the first step for energy to cross the area of consumption versus area of creation. So up to energy center 3, 1, 2, and 3, you are consuming the energy. But whereas from heart onwards, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th, you are creating. So heart receives the energy, and then the next step is how can we continue moving the energy up? And that's why heart and brain coherence is also very important. Otherwise, you'll get energy, but it's stuck there, it's not going to your brain. And after your heart, next is your thyroid or the throat chakra, and then comes third eye, pituitary, pineal gland, and then 7th pituitary. Now, it may feel that in between the eyebrows is pineal gland, our third eye, but actually, if you really see both of these glands, there's just 2 inches kind of a gap. You can see up and down and back and forth as well. So they're pretty much, if we see between the eyebrows going in and from the side of our head that way. So that means pretty much center of the head. Third eye or pineal gland is a little on the back side, whereas pituitary is on the front side. Pituitary is the master gland that controls all the glands in your body, including thyroid and everything, including pineal. So that's why pituitary is called the master gland or crown chakra. Pituitary is the size of a pea, whereas pineal is like a rice grain. So they are extremely small. However, they are so powerful. Now, when we say, top of the head is the, you can say position or area for your 7th chakra, it's because pituitary gland is connected to hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is top part of the brain, the biggest part of the brain. So that's why, it is referred there. Now, when you are trying to visualize, so it's important that we understand where is pineal gland so that it's easy for you to focus during meditation. So you see the red dot on the screen. So you will see it from behind your head. You see here. So not the front of the face, though it is in line, if you see from eyebrows. So right in the middle. So you are going from your eyebrows back, and from the side, if you see it, so pretty much middle of your head. To understand it better, you see from the back, if you go from eyebrow side, you see this is the green circle. This is reflected as pineal gland, the physical location. And if you talk about pituitary gland, you see it is roughly 2 inches to the left and half an inch down with respect to pineal gland. So it's little lower and about 2 inches on the front side. So yes, you come from the middle of the eyebrows and then you see it. So this is about the physical location. Because when you're trying to visualize, we must know where physically it really sits. This is important. And as you do your meditation, you can imagine, because wherever our focus is, that's where the energy flows. So it will help you improving or activating your pineal gland. You will see as a result, your intuition is improving because you are activating and taking the pineal gland higher and higher. Pineal gland is a very special gland. It's like crystalline superconductor. When we say crystalline, you see the like lighter, people, you will just press it, rub it. There is a crystal inside, and that's where the spark comes out from. Because that crystal is kind of mechanically pressed when you are pressing the trigger of that lighter. Similarly, here what happens, it's a crystalline superconductor. And when we do special kind of breathing, pranayam, we are trying to put a mechanical force on this. And that is where we can compress this crystalline structure. And sometimes, you see people going in trance, people going in different kind of experiences. And you wonder, how did you see or feel that? Because this is like an, TV antenna. Like you will see old houses, or, you will see some dish outside, which is catching all the signals, different TV stations. Just like that, we have the pineal gland, which can receive frequencies that our normal five senses cannot. So it goes beyond our five senses. You may not be able to see, feel, smell, touch, and all that, but you can get that information through pineal gland. And that's why we sometimes feel that in our dreams, in our, experience during meditation, you see things like as if it's happening right in front of you. And the reason is it is connected to your eyes with the same kind of wiring, if you may call it, like the nerves. Just like your eyes are connected to the visual cortex of your brain. So the portion of the brain which is interpreting the, whatever images you are seeing through your eyes, same part of the brain is connected to pineal gland with the same kind of nerve. So you form an image in your retina, and then those images are transmitted to your brain. Similarly, the pineal gland is connected to the brains, and that is why, sometimes we say we had out-of-body experience. Sometimes we feel I had, astral travel, or you see something, what's going to happen in future. And this is the reason that why we have such experiences. Now, if you may have heard the term Fibonacci sequence or Fibonacci constant. So this is a mathematical formula, but it's a constant that is used in mathematics and all, but it is seeing in universe. When you see the universe, the shape, or, like you see a flower petal, the seashell, very clear example, like here you can see in the seashell, similar to universe pattern, you will see this Fibonacci constant image. So we just talked about the location of pineal gland. When you superimpose this Fibonacci constant, this whole mechanism on the brain, it overlaps perfectly. That means the location goes straight to the pineal gland, and pineal gland is right here. So you can see that it goes straight to that point. What does it mean? So, the number of petals in a flower consistently follow the Fibonacci sequence, the seashell we talked about. All these things in nature. Sunflower, if you see the flower part, you will see this very clearly. In fruits and vegetables, you will see. So even hurricanes, if you recall, when you see the image, you will see the same animal bodies. So why again and again this is repeating in nature? Because that's what nature is. And this is why the location of pineal gland is so important. It's not accidental that, it happens to be there. Now, pituitary gland, which is a master gland, which actually controls the pineal gland technically, because it's controlling all other glands. Though it's size of just a pea, but you see, it's controlling pretty much every action of the body through different glands, through different hormones the body is producing. And this way, it kind of coordinates, it produces harmony between all the energy centers, all 7. This is the 7th, and between remaining 6 and the body. Of course, it is also managing pineal gland, the whole mechanism, the signals. Pineal gland, we know, like it works circadian rhythm, which is day and night. That's where pineal gland gets activated. So in daytime and nighttime, your body produces serotonin or melatonin. So the moment sun goes up, body says, okay, it's time to produce serotonin. When the sun is going down in the nighttime, body says, okay, time to relax. Melatonin kicks in. And then we feel sleepy, we sleep. So our body is aligned to the nature, circadian rhythm. Only thing is, do we respect that? So when you look at the universe, right, it is all invisible frequencies, invisible energy, whose nature is to unify. That's why we call oneness. Universe is never trying to separate us. It's always bringing together everything, the whole creation. It creates harmony, order. It doesn't promote disorder. It promotes order. It promotes harmony, oneness, wholeness. So it's never separating you out. How does it work? In the wave form, suppose if there is a wave A and another one wave B, this is +1, other one is -1. So when you add them, it becomes 0, because +1 -1 is 0. Whereas if they both are going in the same, you can say, alignment, +1, and this is also +1, now 1 + 1 becomes 2. So you see your result is not 0, but 2. And this is what we are trying to do, create coherence in the body. So you are doing meditation, you are improving the energy of the body, and this is how it works. You feel lack of energy, all of a sudden you say, yeah, I'm very energetic. Why? Because now you are creating order in your body. And you may have heard the term DOSE, D-O-S-E. These are the key neurotransmitters, hormones that are the, when you think about the neuropeptides and all that the body's creating for us. And those is, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin. Endorphin is a painkiller kind of thing. Even if you do exercise and all, you don't feel the pain. Why? Because of that positive endorphin kind of thing. Serotonin is, happy, dopamine. So these are also, like dopamine, you may call it like a love hormone, in the sense different hormones are released. When you hug someone, You get hormone release, daytime and you have to be active, then serotonin, as I said, nighttime is melatonin, and oxytocin giving you calm and safety. So all these things body does automatically. But that's why we say we should be with one another, accept one another. And when we say positive elevated emotion, we love rather than hate, and all the negative feelings. You have more of this means you become more and more positive person. So what happens is when you do meditation and we close our eyes, why don't we do meditation with eyes open? Because first you lose the energy from eyes the most. Out of all the senses, eyes is the one which makes you lose the most energy. So when you are trying to gain energy in meditation, you close your eyes. But also when you're closing, the brain is thinking that, okay, it's nighttime, you have to relax, and you may get the level of melatonin a little higher and serotonin low, so that your body can relax and you can get into meditation easily. Pineal gland, which is calm at that time, it can receive frequencies, different frequencies, because now your body is calm down, right? Less noise around you. Pineal gland will activate pituitary to release more neuropeptides, because pituitary gland is the master gland. It creates coordination between different energy centers. Like we said, pituitary controls, and pituitary will release more of oxytocin. The person feels grateful. You feel satisfied. The contentness goes up. And with that feeling of happiness, you are content, the wave, the energy that you are radiating, that gives melatonin an upgrade. Melatonin is the nighttime neurotransmitter, neuropeptide. And when melatonin gets an upgrade, it produces the most powerful antioxidant. Generally, people think that, okay, if I take some alcohol, drugs, or anything, I will have some experience and all that. But actually, your body can produce a lot of these chemicals on their own, not same as those for toxicity or intoxication, but for having that feeling of, blissfulness I'm talking about. So these antioxidants, when they are released, they are anti-cancer, anti-aging, anti-stroke. So you see there is so many benefits, health perspective that you get. Melatonin already is relaxing us, and now it is even more powerful. So you come out of survival zone, come into creation. You stop over analyzing, overthinking, and my past, my future, and all, and you relax in the present moment. It can take you to a profound imaginary experience without using any senses. Why? Pineal gland is capable of doing that. It can receive those frequencies that your senses cannot. And another very major thing is it makes your cell capable of storing more water. Now our body is more than 70% water. With this water level proper in your cells, now your cells can even receive greater frequencies, and they become more coherent, aligned to each other. The body gets upgraded. Once the body gets upgraded, your whole operating system gets upgraded. And that is how sometimes you reverse your medical condition. This is where, like we say, your phone all of a sudden gives you a message that new updates available, and you say, yes, it will download. That's what our body does. And as we were talking about space, time, space. So time, space says everything is happening at the same time. So your body is experiencing. It could be transcendental experience, and everything is happening at the same time means You can have all kind of mystic experience. You can have all kind of new downloads, means upgrade to you available. And this is how you become more blissful and more energetic and more, loving, because these neuropeptides, like we talk about dopamine, oxytocin, and all that, these are love hormones, means they bring you closer to each other. So when you do heart and brain meditation, as we said last time, it brings coherence. So when they research the 19 different sectors in the brain, this is research heart and brain, then they see that, okay, you have different emotions. The heart will be incoherent, but when you bring coherence and it goes very rhythmic, now you see the health condition changes drastically. Once heart is filled with joy, it will bring brain also in sync. Your brain, 19 sectors will synchronize. All you have to do is maintain that for the whole day. Whether somebody had trauma or some kind of, past history, some pain and all, it will take it out. Because when heart opens up, the energy moves up to the brain. The communication between heart and brain become coherence. Now they're not going in different direction. They're going all in the same direction. And now heart is creating electromagnetic waves which can go up to 3 meters wide, means 3 meters on left, 3 meters on right. And this wave of frequency or this energy will go out in the universe, find a match based on your affirmation, and then it will draw the event back to you. And that is how you manifest things in your life. So when you keep thinking negatively and you think and you feel that all the negative things happening to your life, this is the reason. Send positive energy out so that it will draw positive events in your life. And to trust this, many experiments were done. Again, they do it with putting sensors on each of the 19 different sectors of the brain, and they saw before and after. Before and after heart and brain coherence, okay, what was the energy level? And if you see a lot of energy, means yellow, orange, and if it is green is normal, and you may see some red. So by doing meditation, when you get positive results, you have to do over and over to make permanent changes. So you can reverse your depression, illness, and the result will come immediately. And then you may have to continue for weeks or months, depending on the situation. But incremental improvement means small changes certainly comes. You don't have to wait for that. But the complete reversal may take time and depends on the person, depending on what you have. So when you try something and you say, wow, it's working, and then you stop doing it, and then all of a sudden you will see the problems come back again because you stop doing it. Because now your environment again become negative. And that start influencing it. It takes you back where you started. So it's not that I do once and it's done for life. You reverse it, but then you maintain the positive energy, positive synchronization. So masters, this is about our topic today.